I ask someone who calls themselves Sunni Islam, 1400-year-old madhab, on the day of Jamal, what is Sunni Islam? Is it that side or this side? Because both of them claim that they are Sunni Islam. People make it as if Sunni Islam, the moment the Prophet died, there was a group called Sunni who all agreed on every theological concept. Impossible. And I'll prove to you how in a number of ways. The first proof of it is what? If you look at the hadiths about what is it to be Sunni, the hadiths normally say what? That Rasulullah said, this ummah will be split into 73 sects, 72 will go to hell, and only one will go to paradise. They said, Ya Rasulullah, which one? He said, the way of mine and my companions. The way of yours and your companions is the only way that will not go towards hell. What if your companions differ with each other on a concept? What do I do? Which of your companions do I follow and which of your companions do I not follow? If, for example, some of them were believing Allah has a body, some of them were believing Allah has eyes, some were believing Allah has hands, you're telling me follow my teachings and the teachings of my companions. Some of your companions, Ya Rasulullah, were saying that Allah has a body, and some were saying that these verses are metaphorical. Therefore, which ones do I follow? Sunni Islam has no answer for this dilemma in the early period. Number two, you're saying follow me and the path of my companions. Some of those companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih were believing all of our actions are predestined by Allah. Some of them were saying we have complete free will. Which ones do I follow? Imagine I meet companion X in early Islam. I ask him that my beliefs and practices, are they predestined my practices or do I have free will? You found that one group of them said no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala predestined all of our actions. We have no free will. The guy sitting next to him, he'd turn around and say that no, we have complete free will. Hold on, which one of you is Sunni Islam? You ask anyone in the Sunni world today, do we have free will or is it complete predestination from Allah? Some of them will say to you, I think we've got free will. Others will say to you, oh no, Allah knows all of my actions. So when I do haram, He already knew. So that's why I'm doing it, because He knew. Number three, if the idea of being Sunni was to follow the Prophet and his companions, I ask you a question. On the day of Jamal, what's Sunni Islam? On the day of Jamal, 25 years after the Prophet died, the Battle of the Camel, what's Sunni Islam? Sunni Islam's always been around since the Prophet died, correct? And that Sunni Islam's definition is that you follow the way of the Prophet and the companions. What's Sunni Islam on the day of Jamal? There's a school that says the Shia are heretics. Throw the Shia away. They say we are the school that's held on to the Sunnah. On the day of Jamal, what's the Sunnah? Aisha or Ali? Whatever's opposing the Sunnah is in hell. Who are you going to put in? I know who I would follow on that day. I'm very comfortable with who I'd follow on that day, because the Prophet had already said to me, Man kuntu mawla. I have a clear system which highlights to me where guidance is. That wherever Ali ibn Abi Talib is, whatever opposes him is batil. I have it clear. I'm comfortable. Ali ibn Abi Talib made it clear. Allah does not have a body. Done. Predestination or free will. Muhammad al-Baqir and Ja'far al-Sadiq made it clear. When someone says to you, are your actions predestined or is there free will? Imam al-Baqir would reply simply, say to them, lift your right leg. They'll lift their right leg. Tell them now, lift your left leg at the same time. Person cannot do it. He said, therefore some actions are predestined and others you have free will. I have my answers.